What is up, Cool Kids Clubs? This is Joey here with Cat Enjoy Videos, and look, Kyrie says hey too. And we are going to do a bit of a deck profile through my goat deck that I've been using the last couple weeks and actually doing pretty well in. It's nothing too crazy. I definitely didn't, come up with it all by myself or anything like that. But I have made a couple adjustments the last couple weeks as I've been doing it, and I wanted to share it off with you. It is a Chaos Turbo deck, and we'll just jump straight into it. Obviously, we got BLS, one of my favorite cards of all time, right up there with Dragoon and Judgment Dragon. I just really like these cards. But yeah, BLS, Blackluster Soldier, Envoy at the beginning, definitely the boss of the deck. We also have 3 Chaos Sorcs. I know a lot of people only run 2, but I really like having 3 in there. People say that you don't want to see it necessarily in your opening hand, and I really just disagree. I think 3 Chaos Sorcs is definitely the way to go. 3 Thunder Dragons, obviously these are our main lights. You discard 1, grab 2, and you can obviously discard 1, then discard another one, and then keep a 3rd in your hand. But I like having 2 in hand when possible because we have a couple discard outlets throughout the deck, and it's really nice. Again, it's an easy light. Always good to have it. Then we have 3 Magician of Faith. Now that's actually all of our lights. We have 6 main lights, and then BLS is technically our 7th. Sometimes, I feel like we need some more lights in the deck, but I think it works all right. Disregard the fact that I have some different rarities. I kind of made this deck as cheaply as possible. I'm not looking at anything too pretty. And then we have our darks. We have Spirit Reaper, obviously can't be destroyed by battle, rips a card out. Sangam searches most of the deck. Breaker for some back row hate. Where I play my locals, we have a Panda Burn deck that's pretty popular. And obviously Breaker's just a good generic dark as well. Then we have 3 Dekoichi. Obviously lets us draw a card on flip, always good. Another 3 darks. We definitely have more darks than lights in the deck. But it's just hard to find really good generic lights. I have thought about throwing Shining Angel in there to go with the Mystic Tomato. I only have 2 tomatoes in there, but that does wrap up our darks. I just decided not to put Shining Angel in it. It is a tight 40. Not that tight, but it is 40. And then I have the 2 water types, Infecting Virus, obviously a very, very good card. Sinister Serpent, pre-errata, just can be grabbed every standby phase. Works really well, again, with our discard outlets and, Infecting Virus, and we'll look at a couple other in just a minute. Then we have our traps, not quite that many traps, but we have Mirror Force, obviously very good. Ring of Destruction, obviously great. You can do your own monsters or theirs, really a great way to end the game. Call of the Haunted, I like using Call of the Haunted to grab back BLS and Chaos Sorcerer. They have to be summoned correctly the first go around. But after that, they can be summoned with Call of the Haunted. It's very good. I only have 2 Jar of Greeds. Obviously, lets us draw a card. I thought about having a 3rd in there, but honestly, only 2 came in the mail, and I really actually like having just 2 in there. I think that's enough. And then here's our main discard outlet, other than obviously Infecting Virus. We have 3 Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. A lot of people debate whether this one's better or Regeki Break. Obviously, it's situational, but I do like having Phoenix Wing Wind Blast to be able to kind of set them back a turn, put this on the top of their deck. Obviously works pretty darn well in most situations. And then we have our spells, a decent number of spells. We have 2 nobleman, a crossout. Obviously it's limited, otherwise we probably have the 3rd. Although I do end up citing it out fairly regularly, just depending on who I'm playing against. I only have 2 Book of Moon. I used to have, instead of Book of Moon, I used to have Solemn Judgement in the main deck, and I realized I personally do not have the discipline to have Solemn Judgement in my main deck. I just throw it too quickly, and I end up losing because of it. I only have 2 Book of Moon. The 3rd one is in the side. But I was mainly just using Solemn Judgement to, keep my monsters around extra turn anyway, negate the summon. So Book of Moon does honestly about the same. Obviously it doesn't protect back row or anything like Solemn Judgement can, but it, I use Solemn Judgement too loosely, so I had to get it out of my main deck. Pre-mat, again, similar to Call of the Haunted, can really be useful for getting the big bosses back out. Snatch Steal, obviously a banned card. We're about to hit a lot of banned cards in the TCG, but Snatch Steal very good in GOAT. Heavy Storm, again, very, very good in GOAT. It is unfortunately a one-of, but very, very good. Delinquent Duo, you want it every single time you're going first. I do side it out sometimes when I'm going second because it is a dead card sometimes. But again, I like it a lot. Try to always open with it. Obviously, Pot of Greed, what a lot of people claim is the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Graceful Charity, the real best card in Yu-Gi-Oh! And then the 2 upstart goblins, again, also semi-limited to 2. Otherwise, I might have 3 in there. Upstart Goblin doesn't always end up working super great, just because life points do matter a little bit more in GOAT. But it's still obviously a very good way to cycle through some of our cards. And that's our main deck. Again, I do believe it's exactly 40. We only have 1 card in the extra deck, and I actually have no way to summon it. I just don't necessarily want everybody to know exactly what deck I'm using right off the bat. I don't have GOAT or Metamorphosis in here or anything like that. It's more of a Chaos Turbo rather than GOAT Control or anything like that, or Chaos Control. But I do have the 1000 Eyes Restrict in the extra deck, just, you know, to say I have something there. It helps me separate my side deck and my main deck, and again, it keeps everyone from knowing exactly what I'm playing at the second I sit down. And then we have our side deck. Tsukyomi, along with Book of Moon, can really help deal with my opponent's 1000 Eyes Restrict. And then I have a couple back row hate monsters. Jinzo and Mobius both really do well against back row. Torrential Tribute, Magic Cylinder, again, just 2 really good generic traps. And then we have the Solemns I had to side out. I just, you know, I'm not disciplined enough. GOAT is all about playing it slow, and I throw Solemns out like it's candy and end up losing. I'm too used to the modern TCG. 3 giant trunade, again, just for all the back row hate. I really hate playing against a bunch of back row. Even if it's not like Panda Burn or anything, a lot of people play with a lot of traps. I mean, I have a decent number of traps in mine, so having those trunades in there can be very useful. Lightning Vortex, again, to wipe the board, that other Book of Moon, and then MST. So there's a lot of back row hate in here, because again, I just don't like back row. But yeah, that's our main deck. Like I said, obviously our boss monster is BLS, one of my favorite cards. But again, I really like it. Let me know what you guys think.